Coming up on Coyote News, where to get tested if you think you have COVID-19, and how students are going to afford rent this month. Coyote News starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Hello, I'm Tel Tanner. We'll get to those stories and more, but first. Sanford and Avera Health are now able to test patients for COVID-19. In a statement made Monday, combined, both hospitals are able to test and process 600 patients a day. The number of confirmed cases in South Dakota is expected to rise. The Department of Health's waiting on the results of recent tests that were sent out of state. Governor Kristi Noem issued an executive order on Monday asking businesses to restrict gatherings. Noem gave guidelines for businesses and hospitals to follow to help limit the spread of the coronavirus. Many other governors have been able to issue statewide shutdowns, but here, Noem's limited in her power because of South Dakota's constitution. Noem hasn't said what consequences businesses would face if they didn't follow the governor's order. Many South Dakota businesses are following the CDC recommendations and are closing in an effort to help flatten the curve, but some bars and restaurants remain open. Sioux Falls Mayor Paul Tenhaken tweeted on Saturday to remind everyone to stop packing into closed spaces, and he encouraged carry-out orders instead. A handful of businesses in the Vermilion area remain open. Later, we'll meet with one store manager who tried to keep her doors open as long as possible. What exactly is COVID-19 and how does it affect the body? Coyote News' Molly Spurlick spoke to a health professional to find out the warning signs.
Coronavirus is actually the name of a family of viruses that scientists and health professionals have known about for quite some time. This new strain, COVID-19, originated in China. The virus spreads through a respiratory route typically passed to others by secretions from the nose and mouth. Dr. Susan Hoover of Sanford Health explains the symptoms of COVID-19.
Most people seem to get a mild respiratory illness, so they might have fever, cough, difficulty breathing. A few of them would have symptoms of what we might call the common cold, like a runny nose or sneezing. Very few would have gastrointestinal symptoms like vomiting or diarrhea. Most of them would have respiratory illness.
Many people infected with the virus do not feel any symptoms, which is why health officials encourage people to practice social distancing, stay home if they feel sick, and frequently wash their hands to help slow the spread of this virus. The idea of flattening the curve is a term being used by health officials all over the world. Without taking preventative measures, too many people will get sick and the healthcare system will not be able to provide proper care. By practicing social distance and proper hygiene, the healthcare system will have adequate resources for those who fall ill. For more updates on the spread of COVID-19, visit the Center for Disease Control and Prevention website.
Coyote News' Aaliyah Burgraff met with a Sioux Falls business manager who tried to keep her doors open until the health of her employees and customers caused a change of heart.
Around South Dakota, restaurants are empty, parking lots are deserted, and grocery stores are running low on supplies due to a rise in stockpiling. Items such as produce, soap, and toilet paper have been clearing off the shelves, leaving some stores to start rationing out these products. One store in South Dakota that remained open for as long as they could was a gently used children's clothing store, Once Upon a Child. Operational manager Amber McMillan says that the sales were low, and for the first time in the 26 years the store has been operating, they had to stop buying secondhand clothes and toys from families.
Our owners made an executive decision where they wanted to save that cash flow for our employees to make sure our staff and everyone is taken care of during this crisis.
As of Monday, the store had to finally close their doors off to the public for the time being. McMillan said this was done as a precaution for the safety and health of their employees. But for the safety and health of the customers, McMillan says they have resorted to a new shopping option for families through social media posts.
We are posting every single day. It could be a couple of posts every hour, it just kind of depends. And we are offering curbside pickup where you can do PayPal right away and we will bring it out to your car.
McMillan says these conditions are not ideal, but it's part of the sacrifice businesses are having to make. Across the state and the rest of the country, more and more restaurants, stores, and other businesses are taking similar precautions. For Coyote News, I'm Aaliyah Burgraff.
USD classes moving to remote instruction for the rest of the semester and the closure of non-essential businesses have left many students without jobs and without a way to pay for housing. Coyote News' Sean Kuhnel looks at how realtors are planning to deal with potential missed rent payments.
3 weeks ago, students walked around USD's main campus, going to classes, eating, and even studying. But now, silence. With the sudden shift to online classes to help flatten the curve of COVID-19, USD students who once had a home on and around campus have found themselves having to go elsewhere.
This is my table. There's my cat.
For Carson Sayre, this means continuing his studies in a place he once considered a getaway.
That's my little area that I have for homework and everything. When I'm in Rapid, it's a vacation, and I'm being as unproductive as possible and just chilling. And so then getting that Vermilion mindset back into where I tell myself to rest most of the time. And that's pretty difficult.
Other students may have gotten laid off of work and will struggle to pay their rent payments this month. But are realtors expecting to see these checks by April 1st? And what happens if they don't? The Quarters in Vermilion have worked out a plan to allow tenants to pay rent later than April 1st without receiving any late fees. Dakota Realty, on the other hand, hasn't. The Heights and Premier Real Estate did not get back in time for comment. However, you should continue to check in with your realtor as COVID-19 is going to continue to have an impact. But as of right now, those are a few of the certainties in a world where the only games being played right now are the what-ifs. For Coyote News, I'm Sean Kuhnel.
Students with questions about the residence halls can contact USD Housing. Those with concerns about rent payments can contact their realtor's office. On the brighter side, COVID-19 concerns haven't stopped this Dutch zoo from debuting new twin polar bear cubs. The two may have to learn some social distancing, but after 3.5 months, the cubs are ready to go out and explore their enclosure. The cubs are part of a European breeding program that's intended to help preserve the endangered species. Remember to check out this week's special online edition of The Volant, focused entirely on COVID-19's impact on the campus and in the community. Also, don't forget to follow Coyote News and The Volant social media pages for daily updates. Thanks for watching.